The head of Information and Public Affairs for the National Labour Congress, Benson Upah, has stated that, can we go to the very first paragraph of this particular story? Okay. All right, now this story is on minimum wage, Mazi, and it's talking about government's or governors' interference being unconstitutional. That's what the NLC have said. You know, the head of Information and Public Affairs of the National Labour Congress has stated this on Monday in an interview. And you know, he addressed the NLC's staunch refusal, to allow governors to get to influence the determination of the minimum wage. And he said that the process for arriving at a national minimum wage comprises three parties, which is the labor, employers, and the government. And the government is currently playing a dual role of being the employers as well. Now, according to the NLC, governors have been part of this process. And for some of them to want to pull out from the national team under the government will be injurious to the whole process and an act of treachery and betrayal, because they know fully that they have been part of the government team as its tripartite. Now, they do not have the constitutional right to hijack it. Now, that means that the NLC feel that the government or the governors are trying to hijack it. You know, he noted that the major issue in the minimum wage negotiation with the government is the prioritization and the political will. We have Mazi back. Yes, Mazi, let's get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think, excuse me, the way Nigerians have lost confidence and trust in our judiciary, have lost trust and confidence in governments, have lost confidence in any system, the same way they've lost confidence in labor. We don't have labor, we don't have. But I did say one thing, that when we had strong labor was when Adam, and now we have a master planner, a master dribbler. We have master dribblers in the government who can now decide how labor will work. There will be no effective protest or strike by labor. Labor has been compromised. I did say in some of the platforms that the moment the labor was cornered into calling off that there's 1 day strike or 2 day strike, I would excuse that the president has intervened, and after a week, he said the president is going to announce the minimum wage, yes, which has been dragged on up to now. Yes. And now the president to now face the governors, who are greedy governors, with my word, with due respect. You see, it is true that you cannot ask. It's also true that some states 30,000 naira. It is some of them collect a security vote more than whatever. So it's unfortunate that even when the first subsidy was removed, the president assured the nation that there will be a new minimum wage. There will be palliatives, there will be this, there will be that. And it has taken 1 year plus. There has not been any minimum wage announced. There has not been any improved in the living standard of Nigerians. But unfortunately, we have labor as toothless good dog. They can only bark, they cannot bite. So labor has shot themselves on the leg that they cannot do anything. For the president to now refer them or brought in the governors, that is the end of the whole thing. Actually, to suggest each state should decide what they can afford to pay. But the constitution has to be amended because it's a constitutional thing. As it is in Nigeria, we have dishonest people who run the affairs. And let me start bluntly to say this. A situation you are running a country with propaganda. In a situation you are running a country with lies, deceit, that country will not move forward. Labour has fallen into that. Labour has now seen themselves as toothless good dog. Nobody trusts them. You see, it's important that Labour started well, but they didn't start well. They started by 600-something thousand, which is unrealistic. They brought it down to 400-something, unrealistic. Then the federal government offered 40-something thousand, from that to 60-something thousand, and their last offer they made was 62,000. The same governors, they went in their meeting and said even the 60,000 they cannot. It was a collaboration. They collaborated. They conspired together. I said, look, and that was with the I make both to say that was with full knowledge of the president. He must have told them, look,
that's an outright allegation, Mazi.
Yes,
that we do not have facts.
Somebody must have told you. Somebody must have told them, if you agree to pay more, now you sabi. So it's unfortunate that this has been dragging on.
As much as we would really love
of a truth, this is the position of the Labour. Okay. Labour has not told us what they have in mind, and the federal government says 62, and now they've sent it. They boxed them to governors.
All right, Mazi, would have to cut your statement there now because time's no longer on our side. But we really appreciate your time with us on ATN Blowout today, and we really hope to have you some other time, Mazi. That is Mazi Chinedum Obiora. Thank you so much for joining us.